Oh boy, happy Wednesday, also happy hump day, and also happy. Oh man, this day is kind of like a faulty reminder to my liver. Please don't go out tonight. Tonight in America is the number one drinking holiday out there. The day before Thanksgiving, primarily the night before Thanksgiving. Americans, we indulge in mass amounts of alcoholic behavior, and we also get blackout drunk. Oh yeah. However, I've given up alcohol entirely over the course of the last year, so tonight I'm probably going to indulge in some coffee when I go and meet my boys at the bar. I have a very weird brain. I can actually drink coffee at like 8, 9 p.m., get home around midnight, and be in bed and fall right asleep. I don't know why. That's how my brain works. But anyways, happy early Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, I'm more than likely not going to be making a new video, and the stock market is going to be closing early today. Let me just double check on that very quickly. Oh man, I am unprepared for this video once again. Oh, please smack me. Is the stock market closing early today? It's either today or Friday. Friday, let's see. Each trading day closed at early. Believe, I'm recording. I want to say yes. I believe the stock market closes at 1 o'clock today. Anyways, okay, so tomorrow, holiday, stock market isn't open. Friday, Black Friday, stock market will be back open. Typically during these types of weeks, it's really ran by algos, aka bots, automation that does buying for large Wall Street hedge funds, managers. So they're primarily, more than likely, all on vacation right now. Next week, we could see a very bullish trend. Going to be talking more about AMD in this video. If you are new here, welcome. Please smash the like button. It's completely free if you find value in this video. And if you want more, definitely feel free to subscribe in the future. I've been in the stock market since the Rona crash. I actually bought into the Rona crash. Made life-changing money all throughout 2020, 21, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I got extremely lucky. Little bit over 100K, beyond 3x'd, and it was by luck. But all I did was buy great companies that were beaten down. $10,000 here, $20,000 here, $30,000 here. Rona was over, the elections were over, the vaccines were announced. Boom! 30 grand, 60 grand. At the end of 2021, practically near like beyond like 90 grand. Like you can make so much money by looking at opportunities and just realize that a company is going to be so strong in the future, and you don't really have to understand too much about anything. And I understand that there's a lot of knowledge gaps, especially for like the people entering into the stock market. I am a technical analysis trader, and I also use fundamental analysis for long-term investing. I have taken a long position in SoFi. It's over here this way. And I've also taken a long position in AMD, and I want to talk more about AMD today. I'm also doing a public profile challenge. I've deployed a good amount of money in the last week, about 25 grand I have deployed. This is my public account, my Webull account. My positions that I've taken during this dip. Honest Company is a risk-on play. That's like less than 5% of my profile. Meta, I did buy some more Meta shares this morning. I'll talk about why. AMD, I did buy more AMD this morning. I'll talk about why. Robinhood, bought the dip. Palantir bought the dip. And SoFi, I was buying during Liberation Day. I did buy $500 worth of SoFi. SoFi is about a 37% of my profile here. Unless SoFi collapses below $25, I'm not going to add any more shares. But I'm holding SoFi for a decade because I see the vision. AMD, 3 to 5 years. I see the vision, which we're going to talk about here. Palantir, so my plan with Palantir, because we're doing a lot of recovery, is just to really kind of hold off for the time being. The stock, we very well, this could be it, guys. We could, this mini correction, it could be a beautiful buy the dip. Maybe we really don't have a 2018 very rough end of the year. Maybe we rally. I mean, we're looking, as long as everything plays out, we get a rate cut in December. Chances of it keep going up with the data. We got more data coming out before the Fed meets on the 10th of next month, very shortly. And we could see these stocks recover. And I mean, hey, my average on Palantir is 158. Palantir goes back to 250. I mean, to 210. They should be at 250 later next year. Yeah, I'm going to make money. Robinhood. I have an average here of 109. If they go back to all-time highs of 150-ish, 155, I make money. I would have liked to get in a Robinhood position, maybe like 4,000. Would have liked to get at least another 1,000 into Palantir. Now, I could legitimately just toss $1,000 right now. It's still down from their all-time highs. But I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. Like, things are playing out too good, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I've seen a lot in the last 5 years. And I've been paying attention to a lot more people that have been saying that we are in a rolling recession. And this is a buy the dip opportunity. And in 2026, we could be coming out of this rolling recession. A lot of people have said we were in, we've been in a recession. And the recession started in 2022. The Federal Reserve has stated that their balance sheet is going to grow, which means more money is going to come into the market, which means the amount of assets are going to go up, and we're going to see the companies grow again. Primarily the Russell 2000 is going to really take off here. In my personal opinion, the IWM Russell 2000 has really not accelerated like you have the Qs. As you see the Russell all throughout 2022, 200, we haven't had the gigantic breakout like we did in 2022. Since 2021, the Qs have gone up by 50%. SPY, since the high of 2021, has gone up by about the same-ish. But you see the IWM, we have 2021, we just started breaking out. So small caps here need to make a run. And when small caps are running, that is an indicator that the economy is, it's taking off. Okay, so what stocks did I buy here this morning? Real quick. Well, this morning during pre-market, I did some deep thinking. Ignore the Palantir trade. I am not a fan of Webull. No offense to Webull at all. Webull is great to day trade stocks on, but being like, I love Robinhood. My main profile is Robinhood. It's kind of humorous because I chose SoFi as an investment last year. But if I chose Robinhood, I would have been up more. I'm up almost 300% of my SoFi position. Massive position. I would be up like 5. But then again, I believe that SoFi is a better company. Oh, yes. Is Robinhood not a great company? Robinhood's a great company, too. SoFi, I think, has more edge to the game. So, I did buy some AMD here. Is it gonna it doesn't even let me. Okay, so anyways, I gotta do this. This is stupid. Why do I have to do this? I can't even. Webull. Okay, here we go. Okay, like I said, ignore the Palantir from yesterday. Meta. I bought 2 shares of Meta this morning. Right after pre-market number 2 opened. I can trade stocks on Webull as early as 4 a.m. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so right now is 09:43 Eastern time zone. So pre-market number 2 I like to call is after 7 because that's when Robinhood can pretty much buy stock. So I did buy 2 shares of Meta. Why? Meta's undervalued. Let's go ahead and look at the fundamental let's look at first of all, fundamental analysis 101. We don't have to look at the charts. Meta produced groundbreaking revenue, but they are spending more than they're generating. Where's the money they're going to spending? Well, obviously escorts and coke, right? No. They're spending money to build their company. Very important. Meta over the course of next year is going to be well beyond $800. So for me to pick up 2 shares and increase my position on here, that's just really that's simple trading 101. Let's go ahead and talk about moving averages, technical analysis. Meta is below all the moving averages. I was buying them when the relative strength index was beaten down. Now we've gone pretty much a bounce. But notice how if we go ahead and have a true V-shaped recovery on Meta, I mean, a V-shaped recovery is in the mid 700s. That's money. That's easy. Win-win chicken dinner. Easy play for me to be in Meta and for me to basically buy the dip. AMD, I bought 5 more shares of AMD on this profile, but wait for it. AMD. So yesterday on my private profile, I have a lot of AMD shares. Yesterday, I did show that I did buy 10 shares, $2,000 worth of shares at AMD. The last time I bought AMD on this profile was back on Liberation Day low. The vast majority of shares I own of AMD is within the $100 range, anywhere between $100 to $130. I was buying shares here and there in the lower than 120, at the lower than 100, in the 90s to 100, and also in the 80 range. But I was a little more. I honestly wish that I ended up pushing my money more because, oh man, I really should. But I was a little fearful too. I had the devil whispering. But then again, I mean, I don't want to say the devil, man. I have my gut telling me, hey, you already got a lot of AMD shares here. Maybe it's time to back off. Okay? Maybe it's time to like hold out here of like AMD. But this morning, $2,400. Why? You always got to ask yourself, hey, what if something goes wrong? And what if I am totally wrong about this stock? Now, I had a lot of fears. A lot of fears on Liberation Day low about Nvidia. I was buying Nvidia too. I was actually buying Nvidia heavier than AMD. But what I was accumulating on my Webull account, this public account, was SoFi. Like I said, I am a SoFi raging bull, and this is my private account with my SoFi position. Yes, I am a SoFi bull. I was buying all my SoFi shares during 2024 when nobody wanted it. But I was having a hard time buying AMD below $100 for some reason. I had no problem buying SoFi when it was $6 and something cents during the Japanese carry trade last year when the entire stock market sold off. I had a little bit of a hard time buying AMD, and here is why. Because the model wasn't guaranteed just yet. What does that mean? Why has AMD ran up so much? Is because of Lisa Su and the deals that she has done. OpenAI, boom, has created this gigantic gap up. I do believe that all gaps do get filled. And gentlemen and ladies, if we have any watching, I know I might be a little repulsive at times. I apologize. I'm not an easy person to get along with, but I do have a good heart. If we fill this gap, maybe it's time to go. But the biggest thing is earnings. We got earnings in August of this year, and the earnings were amazing. The stock market was very cautious, and then boom. Hey, OpenAI, we're going to be selling a lot of chips. Wait, are we going to be doing even more of these selling? So, you don't got to look at a balance sheet. You can literally type this into Google. I really want to make some educational content, primarily around just going, because when you learn how to read a balance sheet, it's something that you're never ever going to forget, and it's something very simple. But there's really key things to really look for. Trusting management is key. And just by using simple Google AI, aka Gemini 2, Lisa Su has pretty much stated that on a conservative basis, their growth rates in the next coming years could be 35%. Now, if you actually look at the history of what Lisa Su has done, she is a very conservative human being. She doesn't pump her stock. She'll tell it how it is. I have watched interviews with her. She will straight up say, you know, her stock could be down by 20% in 1 month. She won't try to pump it. She'll tell it how it is. Other CEOs, like Elon Musk, he will pump his stock. And it results in these big volatility swings. Anthony Noto is very much the same way, but a lot of people argue about Anthony Noto because they're like, well, Anthony Noto just talks great things. Or maybe Anthony Noto has great things planned for SoFi. Cheers. Water. Not a mimosa. Oh, man. Whew. Last year on this Wednesday, I did have a mimosa in my hand, though. Actually, no, not last year. The previous year. 2023, I got blackout drunk the day before Thanksgiving. Early in the morning. Not proud of it, but it is what it is. Another thing that it is what it is that Lisa Su has stated the revenue growth is going to expand and we are going to take market share. So I truly believe and I feel safe now pushing my money because it's already here and AMD just has to execute. Earlier this year, when AMD was below $100, we were like all over the place. A lot of things within AMD was still very shaky. So I was very cautious, but now I don't feel cautious anymore. I am averaging up on my AMD shares in my main profile. Doesn't bother me. SoFi, I have no reason to. I have so much SoFi now. It's just, it's laughable. So I'm probably not going to add any more AMD unless they go below $200 again on my private profile. But here's the thing. I believe that AMD in the next 3-5 years is going to be, could anywhere between produce a 7 to as high as maybe $800-900. So that's a potentially 4xer. Keep the number simple. You have, where's my position here? And by the way, my public profile here on Webull, I'm doing a challenge. I would like to take this account to 6 figures in about a year and a half. Do I think it's very possible to do? Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially if we are in a rolling recession and the rolling recession ends next year. Very possible. So that means that AMD on this profile, let's say it produces a 4-up. So you're talking about $5,600-ish. Keep it simple. Let's say 5,000 times 4. This is going to be a $20,000 position. Safe money in my argument. Other people will go ahead and look at this and say you're fucking crazy. This is not safe money. This is gambling. Yes, people say that. I have gambled in the stock market. This is not gambling, in my opinion. You want to gamble? We can do large amounts of day trades in some penny stocks. Not to mention, we can buy some short-term call options. We can gamble. Not gambling, in my opinion. Very much the opposite. Because I have studied and I have listened to these people. Lisa Su, she does not overextend herself. Alex Karp has learned this, and in my opinion, Palantir CEO has mastered this. Early in the year, the first quarter, come in relatively close to what Wall Street wants. And then later on, throughout the year, beat them. Beat it. First quarter, start off relatively slow and increase it. That's what has worked for Palantir. Lisa Su, if she says, hey, we're going to grow by 30%, realistically, it could be 35%. She says 35%, it could be maybe 40. Hell, it could be 45%. Massive gains. So, I feel comfortable increasing AMD here because I'm looking to really put money. And for me personally, I'm actually very underinvested right now. I'm not looking to go all in. I still have a lot of cash in my checking account, my savings account, my bank account. Still holding a decent amount of cash on my Robinhood account. And obviously, I'm holding a decent amount of cash here on the Webull account. So, as for AMD, if I were, because here's my game plan. When Meta gets to $1,000 a share, I'm probably going to start selling some shares of Meta here. Why? It's because there's other opportunities for other companies, growth companies that I'm basically pretty much looking at. Really good companies that could be like SoFi last year, that could be Palantir like a year and a half ago. So I'm looking at a lot of other companies and I'm saying to myself, okay, if Meta goes, I have 8 shares of Meta. So if Meta goes ahead and gets to $1,000, damn man, I'm a marketing major, not a math major, but at a lot of times I am stupid. AMD could produce us $20,000 on this profile. Meta can go from $5,000 to $8,000. So now we got $3,000 of profit. $3,000 that I can put elsewhere into a new position that can maybe be another 5x, or maybe it could be even higher. So we got 8 shares. So right here and there, we get $3,000 added to this profile. AMD, we're going to be getting probably in the course of 3-5 years, $15,000 to safe money, in my opinion, added to this profile. Palantir, I got to really decide, and I got to view their growth rates quarter over quarter. If we somehow maintain this crazy growth rate that we just got on Palantir, oh man, Palantir could be $300 mid of next year. And I mean, hey, if Palantir is still growing, it's like 21 times 300. You're talking about almost a double up in this position early next year, middle of next year. Robinhood, I got to really see what is going on because I am more bullish on SoFi than I am on Robinhood. But as for Robinhood, if they do get back to 155, I'm still making money on this profile. When am I going to shed these profits? It's really all based on revenue growth. It's based on earnings, and it depends if they're still a growth company. But going back to the main argument of AMD, if this stock is still around the $200 range, I mean, I may throw some of my Meta profits, I may throw some of my Palantir profits into AMD. It's like one of those things. If you know a stock is going to go to somewhere, you take a risk. Buying shares, though, is yes, it's not like the same as buying options. If we are on a risk-on environment, like if the Fed cuts, if everything is really kosher, I'm probably going to pick up some options, potentially some long-term options like leaps on AMD, SoFi, and probably SPY, which is one of the reasons why I'm actually still holding a lot of cash on this account. But me going forward, I feel very confident in AMD and their ability to execute. And even if, let's say, AMD is stagnant throughout 2026, they basically hover between 200 to 250. In my opinion, it's still a buy. And if if everything goes the way that it's supposed to go on this profile, and if this public account pretty much recovers to all-time highs, SoFi goes to all-time highs and surpasses it, wonderful. We're growing our SoFi position. Palantir goes back to all-time highs, amazing. Robinhood goes back to all-time highs. AMD is stagnant. Meta is going to all-time highs again. Honest Company, maybe I make a quick buck on Honest. Maybe we shoot up by 50, 60, 70% here. Whatever the case may be. I feel confident picking up AMD shares and buying it in the 200s. On this account, we're barely even up now by 1%. On my main account, AMD has really got to get below 200. I mean, if AMD does go to like 150, oh man, I'm gonna be executing a lot of capital on my main profile. But once again, AMD, going to a technical analysis, it's really struggling to get above this 50-day moving average. Once we get above this 50-day moving average, the next real big is going to be this massive red candle here. So we got to really get above 233, in my opinion, to really start another bullish trend here. Palantir, it looks like we just gave up some early gains here. Palantir, to kind of really break out, we got to get about $180 again to really get in this level of consolidation over here. So 180 for Palantir is where we really got to get to. Robinhood it's looking like beautiful, and honestly, I definitely underbought this stock here. What do we got for Robinhood? What really news? Mergers and acquisitions. I don't believe that's anything related to Robinhood, but Robinhood basically pretty much consolidated in this area back earlier this year beautifully. It did not break all the way down to the $100 support and also the 200-day moving average at $88. That would have been a huge buy. Robinhood could consolidate in this area. We have a lot of resistance to really get above back to the $132 range, but it's possible. AMD, we covered AMD. Meta is just really, we got to get to the 200, which is 675-ish. Honest Company still beaten down. They're consolidating. It's right now they're doing a transformation period, so we got to really get more clarity on them. Amazon is a tough one. I might take Amazon off my future watch here. Nvidia is just a future watch. I've been in and out of Nvidia for the last couple years. I'm really just watching Nvidia and what it kind of really does now. The good thing about Bitcoin, I'm actually gonna I'll continue watching. I was gonna move it down, but the good thing about Bitcoin here is that we're kind of really stabilizing above pretty much lower lows. 80,000 was a hard kick in the nuts with Bitcoin. It's showing how we're up nearly 10% on Bitcoin, that, hey, there's a little more risk taking. Obviously, Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is making a solid V-shaped recovery here, hopefully. Why do I say hopefully? Because I always want good things in the stock market. Yes, I'm underinvested, but hey, sometimes it's good to be underinvested. I mean, cash is king sometimes. There's going to be great buying opportunities here in the future as well. But going forward, I am just, oh man, I every single time that I get so hyped up about every single time I get so hyped up about AMD and hyped up about SoFi, I always want to recheck my data. But with AMD, it's screaming to me, ignore the noise. That this is going to be a winner. And if I'm wrong, well, you want to know what? Hey, I'm wrong. And if Lisa Su turns out to be a goose, well then, it's gonna suck. It's not just gonna suck for me. It's gonna suck for a lot of people. We have earnings. Earnings feels like tomorrow, but it's really not. We are halfway done in Q4. Thank you, God. Oh, can't wait for 2026. All right, I can't believe this video is 31 minutes long. I apologize if I've rambled on, but I am just very passionate about a lot of these positions, and I've done my due diligence. I've done my research. Please do yours. Don't listen to anything that I tell you, or I'm not even really suggesting. Well, you do you. But for me, with AMD, I feel extremely confident. I got to move AMD up to my top position over here. I feel very good holding AMD to where I am. I feel good with the shares that I bought today. I feel good with the shares that I bought yesterday. And if AMD breaks down, so be it. I mean, would I feel good if AMD was in the 150s, 160s again? Short term, yes. If we stayed in the 150s to 200s all throughout next year, that's going to be a gut puncher. Or maybe it's a buying opportunity. Who knows? I'm not God. Neither are you all. I love God and I fear God. Happy early Thanksgiving to anyone celebrating Thanksgiving. I'll see you all Friday with a new video. Later.